Hawkeye coverage around the clock right here from the Hawkeye of the Storm, and we have our sponsors to thank for it. Iowa Floor Covering. Visit iowafloorcovering.com/DIY. They are located right in the heart of central Iowa, down in Bondurant. The women get Illinois in Iowa City on Sunday. Maybe I had that mixed around. The men play Saturday, women play Sunday, noon on FS1. This is an Illinois team that is dangerous. Okay. And why do I say that? Well, they just beat Indiana, who beat Iowa tonight. They just beat Indiana by 22. So talk about what Iowa needs to do to avoid a 2-game losing streak at the wrong time.
Molly Davis has to get beamed back to Molly. I think that we take the ball out of Caitlin's hands a little bit more, run her off some ball screens, not ball screens, off screens, sorry, and get the offense flowing a little bit, because when we get stagnant, it doesn't help us. Or when we rely so heavily on Caitlin to produce our offense, it doesn't work in our favor. So getting back to being more fluid in our offense, running. If we haven't noticed, or at least in this game, I didn't see Hannah running very well. I didn't see a lot of transition points that we normally get. So I think we need to get back to running, and we got to get more disciplined on defense. I'm not going to say better. I'm going to say disciplined, because when we lock in, it completely changes our defensive identity. So that's what I would say.
Couple of things of note. Illinois very balanced as it relates to the offensive end. They've got 4, almost 5 players that are averaging double figures in points. This is also a team that's going to have had a week off, because their last game was against Indiana on the 19th.
Those are like a plus and a negative. God.
Well, you're looking for any advantage you can possibly have there. And here's the thing. They're 7-8, unlikely to make the tournament. Very unlikely to make the tournament, 13-12 overall. But if they're going to have any chance, they got a really good quad 1 win on their resume now with that win against Indiana. They got to start rattling off some wins. So there may be a sense of urgency from that squad at the very minimum to make a push for the postseason in the NIT. So anyways, a number of storylines there. Can you tell us anything about the Illini? I don't know how much you caught of that Indiana game the other day, but what do you know about them as far as what they bring?
I know they're very well coached. I know that they are a very scrappy team. I know that defensively they like to disrupt, is the word I would say. Offensively, they're kind of similar to Nebraska in a way. And I'm not saying that to scare anybody. Okay. I'm only saying that because they do shoot the 3 well. The only difference between the two is they do drive to the basket a little bit more than Nebraska does. I will say that. But I think what our issue is going to be is scoring. Even with us being the defensive team that we are, right? When I say that, you guys know what I mean. It's not our strong suit. Scoring isn't like their massive strong suit, if that makes sense. They hold people to lower scores, hence the Indiana-Illinois game. They held Indiana to a very low score. That's their identity. So if we start, this is how you know we're good. If we start off and we are scoring, even if we're trading baskets, we're going to be okay. Why? Because they're going to stop scoring baskets at some point, because that's not their identity. We just have to get off to a good start. If we get off to a good start and we get the rhythm and the flow of it, and they're not disrupting us immediately with them gaining confidence in that, we should be good. But if we start struggling offensively early, it could be a long night.
Like Kasheen Alexander, her junior year, Kendall Bostic is averaging a double-double. 12 and 10.
Kendall. I recruited that kid. Go ahead. Sorry.
You recruited Kendall Bostic?
I did. I tried.
Well, she's showing out right now, and she's gonna match up, be an interesting matchup with Hannah Stolke. Although Camille Hobby also averages over 20 minutes a game, so they give you a 6'2", 4 and then a 6-3-5. And I don't know as far as a rotation. I've not watched enough Illini basketball to know, but Bobby's averaging 9 and 5. So will be interesting to see when they come to town on Sunday, and we'll be there to break it all down. Noon tip off over on FS1.